Hello and welcome to an epic battle of third-tier Buccaneers. Today, we're going to have the cannon ship versus the destroyer. But before I get into that nonsense, we have to talk a little bit about these towers. We have to actually get a little bit in depth about them. Of course, when towers are built, they're built usually for different things, so a comparison is actually fairly tough to do. I did a little bit different way of what I normally did. I actually put both of the battles on the screen at the exact same time. So I want to know what you guys think about this, and if you guys actually enjoy this, or if you'd prefer it in the way that I was actually doing it in my previous videos. One little thing that I want you guys to understand is that a destroyer is kind of built for Moab popping power, not balloon popping power, and a cannon ship is kind of built for grouped popping power and not as much spaced balloon popping power. So of course they're built for different things, and that's why it's kind of hard to compare them. So let's get in the action today, guys. What's going on? Well, let's start it off with some random white balloons. Alright, so another thing that I did was actually, if you check out, I have 6 cannon ships, but only 4 destroyers. What's up with that? Well, destroyers are way more expensive, and cannon ships are a bit cheaper, so I tried to line up the money about evenly, and spent about $1,000 more on the cannon ships than the destroyers, so maybe a little bit off there, but it's about 6% difference or so it's not a huge difference here, guys. Anyways, we got the white balloons easily got destroyed by the cannon ships, and the destroyers not quite so great versus the white balloons. But on the other hand, versus the ceramics, the destroyers actually did more pops. The left-sided boats did more pops against the ceramics. Kind of surprising there. I would actually expect the cannon ships to do a little bit better job. They just could not get through that ceramic layer. Now we're down to 4 Moabs. So check it out. The destroyer completely rocks these guys. Gets through that Moab layer, and then the balloons a little bit more difficult, but still able to take most of them down. And then the cannon ships take a little bit longer on the Moabs, but then easily popped the balloons inside, or at least a little bit better popped the balloons inside. Now we have an epic battle versus these, or not epic battle, but 2 BFBs going on right now. And the first thing you're going to notice is that the destroyer popped the BFB a little bit quicker, but again, the balloons seem to be a little bit more problematic for it. Whereas these cannon ships, again, a little bit worse than the Moab popping power. Once the balloons actually come out, the cannon ships kind of do a lot better job. So one thing that I would say is that if you get a good mix of these guys together, they're probably a little bit better off than just being one side or the other side. I'm going to throw that out there. And then here's a real good test for you guys. The Oh My God. What's going to happen here? Well, you notice those cannon ships are doing a fairly good job at popping them, but it's still taking an extremely long time. The destroyers as well. It's not like they're doing a really epic job or anything like that. So I'm going to tell you right now that the destroyers are ending up popping the Oh My God quite a bit easier, and they don't even get to the balloons inside. They basically get it down to Moabs, where the cannon ship just basically lets the Oh My God go almost all the way through, not to BFBs, but just barely. So who is the winner in this situation? Who won? I honestly don't know. I don't think either one won. I think, to be honest, they're quite equal, and I wouldn't call either one a winner. Cannon ships are obviously a little bit better for his grouped balloons. Destroyers a little bit better for random balloons kind of all over the place, where you can still pop them and aim quite well. And then cannon ships are a little bit better versus grouped balloons like ceramics and stuff that come out of Moab, but also not as great versus the Moab layer itself. So yes, good for different things. Hopefully you guys can get through that and understand that from this video. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks for watching, and have a super duper delicious day.